Okay, so you know how it is. You're psyched for a new game, right? The screenshots have you practically drooling. You get your hands on it, boot it up, and bam, you're hit with that dreaded graphics settings menu.
Oh, tell me about it. The bane of every gamer's existence.
Right, so it's like, okay, do I want to go full fidelity and risk choppy frame rates? Or do I sacrifice some visual detail for that silky smooth gameplay?
It's the age-old gaming dilemma.
It really is. But what if I told you that PlayStation might have finally cracked the code?
Oh, now you've got my attention. What are we talking about?
Today we're going deep on PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, or PSSR, and how this AI-powered tech is aiming to give us both stunning visuals, AMD buttery smooth performance. No more compromises.
AI, huh? It seems like AI is popping up everywhere these days.
It really is.
Yeah.
But before we get into the nitty-gritty of how it works, let's talk about why this is such a big deal.
I'm all ears.
For years, game devs have been caught in this tug-of-war between amazing graphics and smooth performance. It's always been about compromise, but PSSR, it's trying to bridge that gap.
Basically, it's like having your cake and eating it too, right?
Exactly. But how does it actually work? What's going on under the hood? I need the technical breakdown.
So imagine this. You've got a chef taking like a low-res picture of a dish and somehow magically enhancing it into this super detailed masterpiece. That's kind of what PSSR is doing, but with pixels instead of food.
Okay, I kind of get it, but is this something I need to, activate in every game?
That's the cool part. It's built directly into the PS5 Pro's hardware, so it just works. No game patches or anything.
So it's like across the board, all my games, even the older ones.
Yep. Even VR titles. It just takes what's already there and makes it look even better. And get this, they're even talking about potential 8K upscaling in the future.
Oh, 8K. We're really going full sci-fi here.
Yeah.
So we're talking crazy realistic games, super fine details, all without sacrificing performance. It's almost too good to be true.
I know, right? It's pretty mind-blowing stuff. And, you mentioned details earlier, specifically foliage. That's actually one area where PSSR really shines.
Oh yeah, why is that?
Well, think about it. Foliage has so many individual elements, leaves, branches, all that. It's a nightmare to render, even for powerful hardware. But PSSR analyzes the image and intelligently recreates those details at a higher resolution. It makes a huge difference.
So imagine exploring the jungle in Horizon Forbidden West, and every leaf and vine looks insanely real. That's what we're talking about here. Okay, before we get too carried away, what other games are getting the PSSR treatment? Give me the highlights.
Buckle up, because the list is pretty impressive. We're talking Marvel's Spider-Man 2, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the works. And here's the cool part. Devs are using it in different ways. Some are creating Performance Pro modes that prioritize frame rate.
Oh, Performance Pro modes. Now you're speaking my language.
Right. And others are giving current graphic settings a pro boost for even better visuals.
Okay. This is all sounding amazing, but let's be real for a second. PSSR isn't the first technology to promise us this magical combo of graphics and performance. We've seen this before, right?
You're right. We've got things like DLSS and FSR, especially in the PC gaming world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how does PSSR stack up against those?
It's a good question. What makes PSSR interesting is that it's console-specific, integrated directly into the system. That can be huge for optimization. DLSS, for instance, relies on specific processors found on Nvidia graphics cards, so it's limited to PCs with those cards.
And what about FSR?
FSR is more flexible, works across different hardware, but it might not always achieve the same level of visual detail as PSSR or DLSS.
So it seems like different approaches with their own strengths and weaknesses. It really makes you wonder what this all means for gaming in the long run. Will we get to a point where resolution and frame rate are just non-issues? It's definitely something to think about. But I guess the big question is PSSR the console gaming revolution it's shaping up to be? Or is this just clever marketing hype? We've given you the rundown, but now we want to hear from you. Are you rushing out to pre-order that PS5 Pro? Or are you going to wait and see how this all plays out?
Don't keep us in suspense.
Head over to our socials and let us know what you think, because this conversation is far from over.